right? Because there was a band that was there that was called Spill the Wine. I would get there at 5 o'clock. Music didn't start till 7 because the place would get packed. I mean, they had a big following at the time. So one summer, first Friday, I'm at Rumble Seat Wine, high top table in the back, clear view, always there kind of thing. My friend Diane came with me, my friend Anastasia came with me, and we're just there having a good time, drinking wine, having great snacks like this. We're having a good time. So the place starts to get packed, and we're at a table for 4, 3 of us there meant we had an empty chair. So 2 ladies come up to us and they asked if they could share our table. Yes, absolutely. That's kind of the fun of going out listening to live music, is you get to meet other people, right? You chit chat, you share snacks, you do all of that. So friend 1, friend 2 comes up and says, we're going to share your table. Great. And they tell us that friend number 3 is going to come join them shortly. We're like, great, that's awesome. We're having a good time. So a little bit later, friend number 3 shows up, and it's a guy named Rich. Okay. So Rich has brown hair. He's got dark brown, captivating eyes. He's got a smile that's a little bit of a smirk, So he comes up and I'm thinking, all right, kind of thing. So we're there, we're having a good time. He's directly across the table from me. We're drinking wine, we're talking, we're listening to music, we're having a good time. He talks, everybody laughs, good sense of humor. I'm thinking, all right, this is good. As we talk, we're making eye contact. He seems to linger a little bit when we make eye contact. This is going good, right? This is a good Friday night for me. So we go throughout the night, the music ends, and Rich and friend number 1 says that they're going to go to Elsa's, also on Far Hills Avenue, and they wanted to know if any of us wanted to go. And we're like, I don't know. And in my mind, I'm like, well, but everybody else was like, no. And so we all just get in our cars and we go away. So I'm driving away from Rumble Seat. It's Friday night. It's summer. It's still light outside. I'm feeling a little sassy at this point, right? Probably from the wine, but whatever. I'm feeling a little sassy, and I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't mind going to Elsa's. That would be perfectly fine. So I turn around Far Hills. I come back up, and I go to Elsa's. And I'm sitting out in the car first, and I'm kind of looking in the mirror, making sure my hair's good. Yeah. Put on a little lipstick. I may or may not have unbuttoned a button or 2 before I went in. I'm feeling pretty sassy, right? So I go in, and sure enough, there's friend number 1, Rich, sitting at the end of the bar. And I'm looking, and he sees me, I see him, we see each other. He goes, hey, how are you? I'm like, well, I'm getting better. I'm doing good, So I go up, and he gives me this giant bear hug. And I may or may not have leaned in a little bit. I'm just saying, still feeling a little sassy, right? I'm having a good Friday night. So he gives me a big bear hug, and then he kind of lifts his chin and he looks over my head and he goes, so, is your friend Anastasia gonna come? I put on lipstick. I mean, come on, right? So at this moment in time, I obviously have to make a choice, right? I figure I have a couple of options. I'm thinking pretty quick on my feet. I figure I have a couple of options. One of them is to lie and say that Anastasia has been married 7 times and has 12 kids and really isn't into men. I don't know. Or, because we were still standing in close proximity, I could lift my knee strategically, if you know what I did. That's kind of what I really wanted to do at that moment in time. Or I could pivot and save face, which is exactly what I did. So I said to Rich, actually, Anastasia was kind of hoping that you were going to be here, but she didn't want to be embarrassed if you didn't want her to come and come in. So she asked me if I would come in and kind of check it out and see if you wanted, okay? So within a span of like literally 45 seconds, I go from unbuttoning a button or 2 to becoming Anastasia's wingman, right? Anastasia don't need no wingman, okay? Trust me, she doesn't need a wingman. But he's like, oh, that would be great. So I go out into the hallway, I get my phone. I call Anastasia, who's with her friend Melody, our friend Melody. I said, Anastasia, you have got to get to Elsa's like now, okay? Trust me, I will explain it later, but you have got to get here like now. And Anastasia, being the very good friend that she is, turned around, came over to Elsa's. So what happens for the rest of the night is that Rich and Anastasia sitting here off to the side of the bar talking, while Melody and I are babysitting friend number one. Because she was pre-gaming before she went to Rumble Seat. She had as much wine as we did at Rumble Seat, and now she's sitting at Elsa's with bad wands, okay? This did not turn out well, right? So at some point, I just left. The only salvation in this story, Anastasia and Rich did go out once or twice, nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing, right? The only salvation to this story is that Rich was funnier when he was drinking wine, and he was a whole lot better looking when I was drinking wine.